Good morning, this is Ruben Diaz with Wave Realty Brevard, and I'm with...
Devin Moranti, owner of DBJ Home Inspections.
So Devin, I know you're an inspection company. How long have you been in business?
So we've been in business since 2014. We mainly started on the Treasure Coast. That was our main area, and covered down into Palm Beach a bit. Within a couple of years, we actually expanded up into Brevard, and then within the last few years, we expanded to the Orlando area as well.
That's pretty cool. And how many guys you got working with you?
Currently, I've got 3 inspectors. I'm actually looking for a 4th, and I've got them in different areas to cover all those areas that we.
And typically, how long does it take from start to finish an inspection, more or less? So let's say a 1,500 square foot to 2,000 square foot house.
Okay, so 1,500 square feet to 2,000 square feet, it really depends on the condition of the house. If it's in really bad shape, it may take a little bit longer, maybe 2.5 hours to a max of 3. If it's in really good shape, we might get it done in about an hour and a half. And then, as we get into like the bigger houses, we start putting multiple guys on it, which is one of the nice parts about being a multi-inspection firm, so that people aren't sitting there all day waiting.
Which is pretty good because it makes, time is money, right? So
for sure,
we get in and get out faster, especially as real estate agents. And what type of services would you say is the most important if a buyer is looking to hire you guys? What are the inspections that you highly recommend? I know septic is one.
So it depends on if the house has a septic or not, and the customer has to know that and have to ask us.
Right.
We do have a septic company that we work with that we can recommend them to. It's about the only thing that we don't do in-house. It's controlled by the health department. Okay. It's a lot to get that license. Okay. So most inspection companies, we do work with septic inspectors that we can refer out to you. But typically on your normal house, depending on the age, almost every house you're gonna get your full inspection, so that we're going through and checking over everything, and then they're gonna need a wind mitigation for their insurance. Okay, the wind mitigation, it gives them discounts basically, depending on what they have to protect the house from high wind damage. Now, state statute says 20 years old or older, you got to have a 4-point inspection, which is just basic age and condition of plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and roof.
So it's very important, right? Because for 2 reasons: you want to save yourself money, you want to know what you're getting yourself into as well.
Yeah. So for the 4-point, that's really, honestly, that's more for the insurance company to know if there's something that they don't want to cover that needs to be fixed before they give you coverage. Like I said, it's pretty basic. So they want to know if there's any plumbing leaks, any roof leaks, certain types of electrical wiring or electrical panels that may be no longer allowed to be used because they were a fire hazard or something like that. So like I said, state statute's 20 years old or older. Some insurance companies are asking for it on houses that are newer, and if they ask for it, we always take that info, even if it's not something that you ordered, and we take the extra pictures that we would need. So let's say they do come back and say, hey, it's only a 5-year-old house, but State Farm is my insurance company, and that's who I absolutely want to use, and they're requiring a 4-point. No problem. We can put it together for you. We'll add it to the invoice, and we'll get it sent over to you ASAP.
Another thing I think sometimes agents, right? I'm a real estate broker myself, but sometimes agents think just because of new construction that they don't need an inspection.
Yeah.
And so I told my clients I highly recommend to get an inspection, not because it's new construction. Sometimes, I sold the house that was fairly new, it was 8 months old, but it was tile roof and lightning hit, and the tile was cracked from front to the back. And,
okay.
It was on this. Thank God we had an inspection that was catch fire. They didn't have to have an inspection, but thank God they did. So I highly recommend new construction as well.
Yeah, so we always highly recommend on new construction to have an inspection. First off, the builder's inspector isn't really working for you. They're working for the builder. And just because it's brand new doesn't mean that there's not problems or that something wasn't forgotten. You'd be surprised some of the weird stuff we run into. So we've had houses where the house was completely uninsulated. They forgot to put the insulation in. Somehow it passed city inspection.
Wow.
Probably a drive-by. Oh yeah, that looks good.
Check it off.
Check off. But we've had completely missing insulation. We've had roof leaks. I had one where they had like a build-up at their front entryway, and next to it, flat spots. So it's modified bitumen, like torch down roofing. They forgot to torch it down. So they had a leak there at the wall because it was getting underneath it, and apparently the builder said, "Oh, there's nothing wrong. We can't find anything." I'm not a roofer. I'm just a home inspector. Yeah. But I found it. I got up there and I started poking around. Like not poking, but pushing around on it, and big air gap underneath the whole thing. I forgot to torch it down.
So that's why it's important to have an inspection, no matter if it's new construction.
Yeah.
Where can people contact you?
So they can give us a call at 772-777-1688. They can visit us online at www.dbjhomeinspections.com, or they can shoot us an email at dbjhomeinspections@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Reach out to my boy here for home inspections. Thank you. God bless. And peace, guys.